That's way better than I expected. What did you expect, babe?
Nothing but the best.
She believed in me. Alright guys, so been tinkering here a little bit after work. Painted up some brackets and stuff for the motor. Started cleaning up the valve covers. Just kind of doing stuff that I'm sure you guys don't want to see me sandblast anymore, because I sure as heck don't want to do it anymore. But anyways, finally got some extra hands out here in the shop to help me. What I'm going to try to do is build a piece of metal to fix that. So we got rust right over here into the peak, all the way over. So what I did is I took some tape and taped it up, put the tape on there, marked out where the bead roll and stuff needs to be. So now I kind of know the shape of the piece of metal that I need. Obviously I'll leave it a little bit oversized to work with, and then cut it out and put the bead in it and hold it up there and see if it even comes close to matching. And if it does, then I'll continue with building the piece. And then once I get the piece built and it looks like it might work, then I'll get brave and cut that out. But I've never really done a whole lot of bodywork stuff before. I've seen it done. I got friends that can do it, but I put myself on a weird deadline and everybody's busy, and I get that. So I'm gonna give it a go myself before I sound the alarm. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna cut this cardboard out and then try to somehow get that bead roll area transferred onto a piece of metal. And I'm gonna have Kinsey give me a hand running the bead roller while she can crank the handle while I try to steer the metal and see what we can do, because we all know how straight my bead rolls ended up in the floor pan. So anyways, that's the plan. We're gonna give her a go. Alright, so what I did is I took my straight edge and just kind of extrapolated those lines out. And I think I'm just gonna kind of have to freehand that corner in and try to make a path to follow. So anyways, that's how my idea is going so far. Alright, trace my lines on there. Kinda, this end seemed like it was kind of close to that radius, so I just put it on there, did that. I think it'll be close enough if it ends up working out. Clearly you can tell that I've used a scrap piece so that I'm not wasting metal if it doesn't work out, but it's also of the right caliber to be used if it does work out. So, you ready for this? Alright. We're going to get that in there.
Which way do you want me to roll? Does it matter? Forward, backward?
We'll figure it out once we get going. Alright, nice and easy now. Oh, yep, just like that. Okay, just a second. Try to tighten this vise up so it's not moving around on us. Okay. Okay, second. Okay. Okay, second. Sorry guys. Kind of in the way. And I've got too much junk here to do this. Okay, nice and slow. Okay.
Keep going.
Yep. What do you think of that?
She's a real beauty, Clark.
Pretty dang good for not being a professional at this. She's a real beaut for sure.
Might have to go falling in love with it now.
Yep. All right, well, I guess next step is to cut out our piece. I gotta put this little, I don't know, probably about a 45, maybe a 60-degree angle on that line where it goes up underneath. The old June bugs are out again. All right, we'll trim this out and bring you up to date. All right, I got our piece cut out with the bend, the line that we need to bend marked on it. I left everything a little bit oversized for now. Barely oversized, but it's oversized. Anyways, so I'm gonna put a bend in that, and then we can hold this up against in there and see what it looks like. Like I said, I'm just making this up as I go. Alrighty. Would you look at that? That's way better than I expected. What did you expect, babe?
Nothing but the best.
She believed in me. Wow. Wow-dee-dow. Somebody lifted the Lorax away. Don't be scared to try new things, guys.
It may just surprise you.
You may just surprise yourself. Because that was first try.
Okay. I'm not surprised.
And it's, I mean, I don't know if it's the marker lines or the bead roll isn't perfect, but put some paint on it and one might not be able to tell. I guarantee it'll look a lot better than that, though. I guarantee that. Cool. I'm excited. Are you excited?
So excited.
How excited? How excited are you?
Really excited.
Really excited. We're all so excited. And we just can't hide it. All right, well, I guess the next step is to cut out the other piece in there. Scary. All right, so we got our paper template. That light's really bright in case you guys were wondering. Got our paper template. We're gonna hold it up here. Trace it out. And then we'll know right where to cut. Right?
Right.
Right. All right. You want to see? See our lines on there? If that light wasn't so bright, we'll cut all that out. And after we cut it out, test fit this piece, and then cut it to what it needs to be final size, and then I guess we just weld it in. That's what you do with metal. Weld it. You know what you do with the garden?
Dig it.
Dig it. I don't think Kinsey liked the sparks. So, everywhere I cut, definitely has, looks like it has thick enough metal to weld to. Oh, I'm yelling. Sorry, I got earplugs in. So this stuff is supposed to help neutralize the corrosion. I think most of this rust started because the window gasket was leaking. And when I was sandblasting this out, that whole thing in there was full of like rat's nest and old headliner material that the water had just soaked into and stayed in there forever. So I'm gonna soak this stuff down real good. And hopefully it does its job. I think once we get the new, where you at?
sorry.
No.
I'm over here.
I think once we get the new windshield gaskets and all that stuff in and keep water out from the inside, it really the rust should really not develop anyways. But since we're here and we can do it, we might as well take the precautions that we can. Alright guys, it's another day. Off to a late start again, but we're gonna keep pedaling this bicycle. So, my anti-corrosion stuff looks like it's been doing its trick and turns out kind of black color when it's activated by the rust. I just put it on there, put it here in the door jambs on both sides and around the whole windshield frame. I did sandblast most of that and got it pretty good, but I figured while I had some on the brush, I might as well just do it. So anyways, I think tonight we're gonna focus on finishing the roof here, and then we've been getting quite a few packages in the mail. We're still waiting on a couple major things. Since I forgot about kind of what the dates were, I didn't order the glass until late. So that's going to be the one kind of deal breaker thing, I think, is going to be if we get our glass in time. So I would like to get the roof fixed and maybe the inside of the cab primed up pretty good. Or probably need to wait on that until we finish the floors. So I'd like to get the roof fixed, and we can paint the firewall, and we can dress the motor to get it painted. We got a radiator in today. I stopped by the parts store and got a battery and cables and all that stuff. So anyways, lots of stuff going on, and we're just gonna get at her. Alright, we've been trimming on this, bending little edges and stuff to get it to fit and kind of overlap and sit in there. So I got some stuff to weld to, so I think we're getting pretty close on it. So made it so it tucks in, kind of sits on that little shelf. And if I just tack it, in place, working from this side over, hitting the real critical spots to tack it. And once I get over to here, I didn't realize that there's a bend. This starts to kind of curve over for the windshield. And I made this piece straight. So that's what I was filing on, was to try to get a little bit of a relief on there. But I think once I get this tacked in, I can just bend it down and make it fit. I've got it to where if I hold it and pull it down, all my gaps right here line up. So we're gonna start tacking it in, see what we can make it do. I guess worst comes to worst, we cut it out and start over. But I think we can make it work, so we'll try that. All right, she's pretty well tacked in place where I want her the whole way around. So now it's just time to spot. So we'll get that done and get you up to speed. Well, we got her welded in all the way around. So I guess the next step is to try to rough it up and put a little mud on it to smooth it out. Now, being as I'm not a body guy, it's not the first time I've put mud on something, but it's the first time I've put mud on something that I wanted to look really nice. Oh well. Alright, we just put the second coat of filler on up there. So the first one actually came out pretty good. There's just a couple little low spots, and then just made up another little batch and kind of went over it all again. And so we'll let it set up and then shape it how it needs to be, and I think we'll be done with this little project. I think we'll be ready to move on to something a little more exciting. It's been fun, but like I've said before, I'm not a body guy. I'm a guy with a body. So alright guys, we got the body work done. So that little bit's over with. Next up is probably going to be getting the motor and tranny put in. So that involves getting the motor painted so that it's ready to go in. We'll put it in, it'll stay in, then we can build floorboards, and then once we get floorboards made, we can paint the inside of the cab. Oh, we need to paint the firewall before we put the engine in. So firewall, engine paint, engine installation. I got a new water pump for it tonight. We got the brackets painted up here, so it should go together pretty good. And then once we get that put in, we can measure for power steering hoses, all that good stuff. So we got a radiator today, we got steering column, new battery, water pump, all the tune-up stuff for the engine. So we got parts, we just need time. So anyways, I'm gonna hit the sack, try to get some rest, and then tomorrow we will get after it. So as you can see, I lied to you. I didn't go in and go to bed. I knew better. I've got way too much to do to be able to sleep. So basically, I went ahead and painted the firewall so that it would be ready just as soon as we get the motor ready to put in. We won't be waiting on anything. So me staying up an extra hour tonight's gonna save us lots of time down the road, because we won't have to wait to paint this and let it dry and everything. It can dry overnight and be ready for tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you.